Jess Park, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, really happy. Excited to be in a quarterfinals. So.
And in terms of training, obviously the feeling in the camp after that game against Wales must be amazing. And as you say, because you're in the quarterfinals of the Euros.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we've been focused the whole time, and I think the energy's been there on and off the pitch, and, we're a really together group. So, yeah, excited.
And I think you can see that, especially, when the likes of Beth Mead and Aggie Beaver-Jones scored. Talk me through that celebration. Are you allowed to, or is it a little bit of a camp secret?
No, we can talk it. It's just, it was like a clicks for appreciation.
Okay.
I think it was like a decision we made on the bench that whoever scores first will come and click with each other, just to include everyone. It's a 23-man squad, everyone's involved, so, yeah.
I love that. But, for you, obviously, little bit difficult, the fact that you maybe not starting games, getting loads of game time. But what I think impressed me with you as we come to the sort of the match day +1 training and in the blowouts, you always look so sharp. And I just wonder, in terms of your attitude, how hard is it mentally to be at the top of your game, to train in that way, even though you're not maybe getting the minutes that you want on the pitch?
I think it's always going to be difficult. I think for me, it's really important. Like, my character is I never stop, I never give up, I keep going, I keep fighting, I keep working hard, and my importance is what I need to do for the team. And I think that's what I'll do throughout the whole competition, whether I play, whether I don't play, whether I have 1 minute or 10. Like, it doesn't matter to me, I just keep trying.
And obviously that must be something ingrained personally to you. But something that has really stood out is that togetherness in the group. And I just wonder how you've all fostered that as a group. Is it player-led? Is it, the coaching staff, Serena, or is it, a little bit of everything?
I think it's just a mixture of everything, I think it's important that you have some things driven by coaching staff and the whole staff around us, but it's not just the players, it's the staff as well. We're all included together, like we are a close-knitted group, and I think we then push that off the field all together. Individually with groups, you'll have your closer friends, but again, we always come together and we always spend a lot of time around each other. So.
And talk to me about sort of the group stage. How has that been analysed as a group? What positives, negatives have you taken? And then obviously going into the quarterfinals, what are you expecting from Sweden?
They're going to be a really tough team. We've seen that many times when we faced them, and all credits to them. They are a really strong team, and they're going to throw some things at us that we need to prepare for, and I think we're really focused in that. And the group stages, it wasn't easy. We had a tough group, and I think that's almost a good thing because we're sharp, we're ready. We had to learn to be our proper England again straight away after that France game, and I think we showed that in the rest of the games and ready to bring that to the rest of the tournament.
And talk to me about this proper England phrase. I think we all know now what it is. We've seen it, and some of you guys have explained it. But where exactly did it come from?
I think it was a thing that we threw out around the Spain game. I think, the reaction from the Portugal game, it was important. And I think that performance just showed everything that we're about, our character, our drive. We wanted to do the nation proud, and that's what we're trying to do here too.
And you mentioned Spain. I'm going to go a bit further back to the goal that you scored, the winner. Don't know if you know this. That is the first winning goal against Spain in the last 14 internationals. So you're in a very select club. How much confidence does that give you? Just one on a personal note, but also going into this tournament if you are to meet Spain later on.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, it's nice to score against big nations, especially Spain. They're a really difficult team, challenging, and I guess that I didn't know that stat, but that's quite incredible.
I can't take all the credit. That was actually one of the other. It was Adrian on the team, so I will have to give him some credit for that.
No, it's definitely nice to hear, and I think it's important to always keep your confidence up, believe in yourself first of all, because if you don't, who else will? So.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been watching quite a lot of the Lionesses socials, and just sitting with you now, the word that comes across is chill. I think it was Lucy Bronze that said that. So just talk to me about sort of how you are off the pitch, because I always look at you as a player and think, you've got high energy, very combative, and probably maybe a little bit opposite off the pitch.
Yeah, I guess like that is probably what I'm like on the pitch, and off the pitch I can have that energy when it's needed in the group, or I could be very, very calm and chilled. It's like I'm quite relaxed, not reserved, because if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm very open. I'll have a conversation, I'll have a deep conversation, I'll have a surface level conversation. I'm quite adaptable, and I think I think people first think it as shy, and then I think when you actually speak to me, you actually just realise I'm very calm and cool and collected.
Very comfortable in your own skin, I would say.
Basically.
So off the pitch, we've seen so much in terms of the the bits and bobs you're doing, whether I think Monopoly's been mentioned and the basketball. But what have you enjoyed doing off the pitch to chill out?
There's a really nice spa here. Really nice. I think that's been one of going down to the spa with a couple of girls and reading whilst then using the facilities has been incredible. But just going and grabbing a coffee in the town has been good as well. I think it's important to be able to take away from the football sometimes and just be with your friends, and I think that's been really nice for me.
And I want to now go back to the football and something you said to Angelina, one of our guys at talkSPORT, not so long back, about if you were to score at this Euros, what your celebration might be. And I heard a vicious rumour it's a backflip. Is that still the plan, or is it changed?
I mean, yeah, it could be. I mean, the moment will be the moment if it was to happen, you'll see. But yeah, I've always said I'd do a backflip if I scored a big goal, so maybe.
You do gymnastics?
No, I just
growing up, just taught yourself?
Yeah. Hope that it
well,
works.
Hopefully Serena's not got wind of the clip and then she's not going to try and stop it before it even happens. So talk to me more about Sweden specifically. You said, they're going to be tough, but exactly what attributes are you expecting? And obviously a few players that we know well in a WSL, in terms of the likes of, Stina Blackstenius, Rita Canary. Talk to us about what their big threats are.
I think, the pace on the wings, I think, as well as the way that they can score goals differently. I think they're a strong team, being able to play under pressure as well, like going a bit longer. I think they have a lot of different attributes that we will have to prepare for and look out for. And I think that's what we're going to do this week, focus and be ready.
And is that something you enjoy in terms of the tactical side of the game as well, almost playing it like a bit of game of chess? Because especially in a major tournament, you're coming up against so many different opponents, different team styles of players. That's something you enjoy as a player?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's always really important to get the basics of the tactics right and try and figure that out early, because in a game it's always going to change as well. You never know if you're going to face exactly what they've put out, and I think that's the most important thing, to be able to be adaptable.
And from the side as well, I think sometimes you see it as a different perspective. So, how confident are you at spotting things that maybe the girls on the pitch haven't seen and relaying that, whether it be, directly to them or some of the coaching staff?
I mean, normally we talk about it in our little group. I probably wouldn't be the most confident to go, oh yeah, I know the answer, but definitely if it's come up, I've gone, oh yeah, I did think that, so yeah.
And lastly, we have quite a common theme in terms of things that we like. I think tattoos I want to talk about. Mine are mostly covered up, but I've got quite a few. So talk to me about your tattoos. I heard you've got quite a few, and if whether it be score or go on to win the Euros, have you got a tattoo planned?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. I've had a couple of different dates tattooed on me for different significant things that have happened. So yeah, if we were to go all the way, I would definitely probably get a tattoo.
And would you let Georgia Stanway do it?
I actually would, I definitely would. I've seen a couple of her tattoos now, and I definitely would.
But maybe 2 years ago, maybe not.
Maybe not 2 years ago, but now, definitely now, yeah.
Well, Jess, good luck against Sweden, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.